So I always knew I wanted to be a dance teacher, a high school dance teacher specifically. I was very close with the dance teacher at my school, and I was on the drill team in high school, so I was like, yeah, I want to do this. So I went to school for it, and it was my dream job. But if I had to go back and do things again, I might have done things a little differently. Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about how I got my dance certification and why I actually wouldn't recommend getting yours. Okay, so let's rewind a bit and let's go back to I guess my dancing journey. Okay, so I started, my mom tried to put me in dance when I was 3. And the ironic thing is I actually hated it. It was so boring to me. She put me in this ballet tap combo class and I was not feeling it. I was bored. And I think we drove past this gymnastics gym and there was a lot of clear big windows so I could see inside and I would see what the kids were doing and I was like, that looks really fun. I want to try that. This is how I remember it, at least. I was 3. And I was like, I want to try that. That looks way more fun. So I dropped out of dance and I did gymnastics from 3 to 10 or 11. And I got super strong. I was decent at it. I think I got to level 5. I don't know if levels are still the same as they were back then, but I was pretty good. But I hit a huge growth spurt and I lost all of my tricks. I couldn't even do a back handspring anymore, without feeling weird. My body just got too long for me, which I understand now why gymnasts are so short. Because as soon as I got too tall, it did not work for me and I felt lanky and awkward in my body. And my sister was a dancer. My mom succeeded in getting my sister into dance and she liked it. So she had been a dancer since she was 4. So I had seen her dance. She was on the competition team. So I was seeing a lot of her dance stuff. And I was like, that looks kind of fun, I guess. Plus I need to do something. So I took a hip hop class, which, oh my gosh, I don't have a video of it. But I know my mom does, I think. Maybe one of these days I'll react to old footage of me dancing. I think that would be hilarious because I was so awkward. It was painful. It was bad. It was so bad. It was not good, but it was something and it was fun. And I love music. I like moving. So it went together for me and I actually kind of fell in love with dancing. So I started taking a jazz class. I was like, hip hop though is not for me. That's not for me. So I tried jazz. And I started with a beginner class and I did the competition team for a year. And it was a super fun studio, super recreational vibes, but it was super fun and it just made me fall in love with dance. And then I started cheer actually in middle school because there wasn't any dance class in my middle school, which I think that's a problem. But I was a cheerleader in middle school and then I cheered my freshman year of high school because I didn't know anything about drill team. I didn't really know what that was. And so when I got to high school, everyone kind of was asking me don't you dance? Why aren't you on the drill team? And I was like, I don't know. So then the next year, my sophomore year of high school, I tried out for the drill team. Loved it, fell in love with drill team. It's amazing. And I was a rookie my sophomore year. I was an officer my junior year, which is one of the leadership positions. And then I was captain, which is the number 1 girl on the team or whatever, the main leader, my senior year. And so yeah, that was really cool for me. I really enjoyed it. I loved my director. She, has become a mentor to me even to this day. So I really looked up to her and I was like, I want to do what she's doing. This looks fun. This is nice. I think I could do this. I think I'd be good at this. So then I went to a university, Oklahoma City University, which was one of the top dance programs in the nation at the time that I was Googling. Plus one of my sister's dance teachers went there, so she knew a lot of the professors and she was a rockette for a little bit and she was like, if you could be a rockette, I think this school would be great for you. And I was like, cool. I didn't know where to go or what to do. I didn't do have a lot of time to learn a lot about college dance before I decided to do it because I wasn't even a dancer for a long time before I went to school for dance, which is crazy. In case you don't really know much about dance and you're still watching this video, that's not common. Most of the time, dancers start at 3, 2, maybe 4. My sister started at 4, 5. You start a little younger and you dance your whole life. in order to get into these types of schools and do these types of careers, but I started a little later. I think being a cheerleader first and a gymnast first definitely helped because I was already flexible, I was already strong. I just had to learn how to move, like how to do the dance moves, and I love music, I love dancing naturally, so it helps, but I definitely was not immersed into the dance world my whole life like a lot of people were. So I went to just whatever Google came up with, and the fact that I knew someone that went there, I was like, sure, cool, and I just went that way. I didn't really I looked at HBCUs first and didn't find any that had dance degree programs that I liked, so I was like, okay, let me look elsewhere. So we went to OCU, I went to OCU, and I got my degree in dance pedagogy, which is dance education specifically. So I learned about child development, there was lots of science classes. It's basically a bachelor's in science, but it's focused on child development and obviously dance technique, choreography, dance studio management. Like there was a lot of coursework. I got a great education, I will say that much. There's some other things I could say about that school and my experience there, but we're not going to get into that right now. Overall, I can say that I think I got a good education there, and so from there, even though yes, I had my dance degree and it was dance pedagogy, it does not qualify me to teach in the classroom. So this leads me to my next point. How did I end up teaching in high school dance? So what I had to do after I graduated, just in case anyone else wants to go this route or has a plan like this, if you wanted to, you could always, dance professionally. My plan, I really wanted to do cruise ships for a while and perform before I went into teaching. But if you haven't seen my video about how I got pregnant in college, you should check that out. So that kind of changed my plans, and I started just to go straight into the teaching at a school direction. So what I did was, after I graduated, COVID hit right away, which was crazy. So I moved in with my parents and I started working on a teaching certification. So if you didn't know, if you did not go to school for education and to be a teacher, you can still be a teacher, especially if you can teach something that's related to your degree. But you can teach really anything as long as you take the certification tests. And there's alternative certification programs that you can go through if your degree is not in education. So that's what I did. I used the program iTeach. I would highly recommend this one. I liked it. I don't have any frame of reference for anything else. I didn't use anything else, but I enjoyed iTeach, and it was very self-paced, and I was working on that while we were in lockdown. And so 2021 to 2022, I believe, was my first year teaching, and I taught at a school in Dallas, ISD, and I was a dance teacher. I was getting kind of trained up to be the drill team director there as well, and it was a very great experience overall. It was a great learning experience. I'll put it that way. I can make a whole video over that experience, my first teaching job, and I will actually. But that first job was what I needed to complete my alternative certification, because you have to have a year of field experience, so a year in the classroom, so you have to get a job, and you're basically on a probationary certification for that year. Then once you finish that year out and finish paying your dues, it does cost money. It costs about $3,000 to $4,000, I think, overall, but they take chunks out of your paycheck all year, so it doesn't feel as bad, but it's not cheap, and it is time consuming. But it's what I wanted to do. I finished that, I did my year of field experience, and then I was certified in dance 6 through 12, and I could work as a dance teacher. And that was so exciting for me. I think I have a video up on my channel when that was going on, and when I got the test results and found out that I was officially certified. And just all the vlogs from that era are nice to look back on, because that was my first big girl job, my first year as a teacher, and doing my dream that I really wanted for myself. So I'm very proud of myself for that. So that job I had for 1 year, and that was in Dallas, and then I got an offer for another school district, the one that I'm currently at, and so I moved over here. And so my second year teaching, I moved here to this school district, and now I'm the assistant drill team director, so I'm still doing that. and then I am one of the dance teachers there. So it's been amazing. I love my job. It's so fun. I love choreographing. I love teaching technique. I love bonding with my students. I love helping them out with, like teaching new skills and those aha moments when someone gets it and they're like just so happy and just, I love it. I love my job. Like I could talk about it for ages. It's my dream job, one of my dream jobs. There's a lot going on in the country with budget cuts, and especially with the new administration and the Department of Education going away. There's lots of uncertainties there with where funding is going to come from for a lot of public schools, and that is where I work. I work at a public school, so it's a little daunting. But what we were able to work out is I'm just now going to I'm gonna still be in the jolting class and be able to have that stipend, which was important to me because I need the extra money. But instead of teaching dance, I'm going to be teaching family and consumer sciences. I know, yeah, I know. It's not the same. I am trying to not be bummed out about it, and I was at first, and I straight up told my principal I was not interested in doing anything else. Like, I was like, no, I haven't thought about, because she was like, have you thought about getting certified in anything else? And I was like, no, I haven't, to be honest. But I need a job. It's kind of crucial. So I am seeing this as an adventure, and I actually am a little bit excited because some of the classes that are offered under the Family and Consumer Science umbrella actually seem kind of cool. All types of classes fall under this umbrella, which is a little daunting when it comes to preparing for the test. I know I'm gonna have to do a lot of studying for this, but I don't know what classes I'm gonna be teaching next year yet. There's a list, I'll put some up here. There's a list of classes I could be teaching that fall under this umbrella. I don't know yet which ones I'm going to be teaching, which, hey, adventure, okay? We're gonna say this is an adventure, okay? I mean, I am kind of excited about it, and the reason is I don't like change. It kind of scares me at first, but ultimately I get really excited by it. I get excited by learning new things, at least. So I'm like, I'm kind of excited to study about these things that I'm gonna have to study about, which is a good sign. And a lot of the things include, budgeting and, money sense, how to deal with money, debt and credit cards and things like that. But did I say budgeting? Just like how money works and how to save and spend and all those good things. And then there's also interior design or design in general, fashion design, so learning about colors and shape and texture and those types of things, which, I mean, I'm not an artist or designer, so I don't know about that. So that'll be cool to learn. And then there's also child development, so I'll be learning about that and about parenting techniques and strategies and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm pretty actually excited about it. Of course, there's also like food science and food safety and culinary, intro to culinary level type stuff as well that I'll be learning. So it really could be kind of useful for me as someone who just likes to learn stuff like that anyway. Like, I read parenting books, I study up on how to budget, how to save money and get a good credit score and things like that. Like, I have the Rocket Money app. Like, I'm into these types of things naturally, so I feel like I'm not gonna be like bad at this or anything. Is it like my passion and my dream job like my dance position was? No, of course not. But to anyone out there who wants to become a teacher, or specifically a dance teacher in like the dance 6 through 12 certification, I would also just make sure that you also get certified in something else as well. So I'm not going to say that I wouldn't recommend that you do it, because if that's really what you want to do, like it was for me, like a dream for you, go for it. I think you should get certified in that and try to get a job in that. But just know that they're kind of, unfortunately, when things like this happen, fine arts and stuff is one of the first things on the chopping block. And so I would keep that in mind whenever you're getting your certifications, and make sure that you also get one in something else, just in case. Also, because a lot of jobs will hire a dance teacher, but they also want you to teach something else, kind of like a football coach or a softball coach, or things like that, or even a PE teacher. You usually sometimes you have to teach another position, like a core subject or an elective as well. So just keep that in mind if that's something that you want to do. Other options, though, are to teach at private dance studios. You can always teach at dance studios. I started in dance studios when I was still getting my degree. I taught at several different dance studios around the Metroplex to make some money and pay my bills. Like I said, I had a kid sophomore year, so I needed money. So I was working. So I worked at dance studios in the evenings. I had my classes during the day, worked at dance studios in the evenings. It's great for people who are not morning people because it's usually evening schedules. You still get to, you get to work with kids, you're choreographing, working on technique, you have recitals, dance competitions. It's fun. Working at a studio is very fun. So that's another option for dance teachers out there who are worried about getting their dance certification. There's also the option of college, teaching college level dance. So if you have your master's, which I am hoping to go back and get eventually from a program. I don't know where, that's what I'm figuring out, but I am thinking about going this route as well. So college, collegiate dance, there's dance teams that you can choreograph or teach or coach, or there's also like universities that have dance programs where you can teach dance history or dance classes, dance pedagogy, things like what I took when I was in college. So that idea is very exciting to me. So that's a route that I might even take later. And so that's something that you could also consider if you're a dance teacher wanting to make this like a career. So yeah, those are some ideas for alternative things to do. Being a dance teacher in the public school setting, it's great. I love that it's daytime hours because like I said, I do teach at a studio. It's evening hours usually. And it can be a lot of really long hours. It's not super stable hours. And so that can be a downside to that. I love that the classroom you have a set schedule, you get breaks, you get summer break, you get all the things. Love that. You can't beat that. Love teaching in general. I'm gonna document and update and you guys will see how it's going for me in my vlogs and stuff, but people were just walking by, so I was pretending to not be talking to myself. But I'm excited to try something new and go on this adventure and keep getting to be part of the Joel team because that's what I love, and I love those girls, and I'd be really sad to leave them. So yeah, I'm doing what I gotta do. That's what we're all doing here in these streets. So stay safe out there. If you have any questions, if you're wanting to become a Joel team director or a dance teacher, or just get an alternative certification for teaching in any way, let me know. Comment down below or send me a message and I can help you with that because I've been there, I've done that, and I'd love to help. So, all right. Thanks for watching.